Hello and welcome to my channel, and if you have already been to my channel, then welcome back. My name is Kalina and I'm an expert in public relations and mass communications. In this video I'm going to talk about non-reactiveness and why is it so important to practice non-reactiveness. Now here's the trick. A lot of people, when you say non-reactiveness, they think about why shouldn't I stand up for myself? Or why shouldn't I speak out when something is wrong? You know, except for choosing your battles, there is also another reason. And the reason for practicing non-reactiveness is to maintain your emotional state. So hear me out. When somebody triggers you, let's say you're out in the public, something happens, some situation, somebody disrespects you, somebody speaks down to you, somebody gives you an unsolicited advice, or somebody just starts an argument with you and tries to provoke you. It is very important to be non-reactive, because what they want at this moment is actually to extract a reaction of you. They want you to react negatively. And when you react negatively, what is happening is they are pulling you down to their own level. And now you have actually no power to fight back because you're emotional, because they caused certain disturbance in your emotional system. Okay? So for this reason, you should be non-reactive. Non-reactive means that you should have like a technique or something else to calm yourself down in this situation and maintain your emotional state. And of course, one way is to not show your emotions even if you have them, and that's okay too. But another even better solution could be to actually maintain your own emotional state and not be triggered and not get unnecessarily angry, and especially not overreact. Because when you maintain your emotional state and you're calm and you're keeping yourself all together, then you have the power to respond. And when you respond with calmness, you're going to have this level of authority, and you can say one word and it's going to have weight. Because let's say somebody disrespects you in a certain way, maybe they're calling you names, or maybe they are at your workplace and they want something that you need certain time for it, or let's say there's something else, maybe it's against company policy. Now they're starting throwing insults on you with the meaning that you cannot do your job. Now if you respond and you start fighting with them, thinking that that's how you're defending yourself, now they have something against you. They have your reaction. And when they have your reaction, they can easily, because those are people that are not with good intentions, okay? So they can easily turn that reaction against you and start saying, see, you're not professional. Oh, you're the one who's rude, so now we're gonna tell to your boss or whatever. Now, if you keep your calmness, you can respond with one word or one sentence, and it is going to carry weight. You can say in this situation, let's not talk to each other this way, or we're not using this language in this company. Or when I was working in call centers, there was this, because people are on the phone call, right? So we were actually saying, let's say somebody is using bad language, or if somebody is verbally aggressive, or if somebody is using inappropriate words or anything like that, we would tell them once and we would warn them. If you keep with that language, we were going to end the conversation. In this way, practicing non-reactiveness actually gives you freedom to respond and to respond in a powerful way. But it's not only about work, and it's not only about the phone calls. Especially if you have your own business, you should really maintain your non-reactiveness. You should not show your emotions, because people that are future clients or future partners, or somebody with another business, or somebody that you have certain relationship with, or even your employees, if you have employees, nobody will have confidence in you if they are always on their toes and they're trying to not get you to react, because they will know that you're gonna just react, and they will not have confidence, they will not trust you. Because you need to be in a leadership position. You need to be the person who is maintaining the environment the way it should be. So it is very important to keep that non-reactiveness, but not for the purposes to just sit there or stand there and take everything that is thrown at you as an insult. Non-reactiveness means calm your nervous system and don't give that person the power over your emotions. Now, I use several methods. Of course, you can use anything else, but I'm going to give you some tips. Now, if you have some psychological issue, you can go to actual therapy, to actual psychologist, because I'm not a psychologist, I'm a PR expert. I want to be clear about that, but I'm going to give you several of my methods, the way I actually calm down my nervous system. One is breathing. When you breathe, when you have deep breaths, there is air that comes into your system, and it does something, and your nervous system physically calms. So I take deep breaths, and I also do yoga. That is, of course, for physical exercising. It has a lot of physical benefits, but it's also something that calms me down. That is on a day-to-day basis, that is regular thing. So that I can keep my nervous system in certain level of calmness. Because in the past, I actually have had anxiety. I have been to therapy for several years for anxiety treatment. Basically, I had to go through MDNR and other methods that were used on me so that I can deal with my anxiety. And the thing with the anxiety is that it is not going to go away, but there are ways to actually maintain your calmness and to actually handle it. And one of those ways, of course, after the things that were processed, like traumas from the childhood and other things like that, I'm using those breathing methods and yoga. And the yoga, by the way, includes also different techniques of breathing together with the asanas. You know, they're called the different positions. And another things that I try to practice is, a lot of people are gonna tell you to not watch something that is going to trigger you. And I agree with that. You shouldn't watch things that are not meant for you, that are only going to make you angry. You know, a lot of people, for example, say they don't watch the news. Other people say there are certain things, maybe certain YouTube channels or TikTok channels or some other spaces like classic medias or social medias that they just avoid, because those things annoy them and they lower their vibration, or they get them always angry and anxious because there is a lot of negative things, in those channels or that medias, right? Well, that's one way. In general, I don't watch anything like that, but from time to time, especially after certain practices that I have done, I challenge myself to watch something that I know is going to trigger me. For example, somebody with certain opinions that are negative, or some form of news, or something that is kind of negative statements, or some person with a negative energy. And it's not something that I watch regularly. I still avoid it, but from time to time I watch it with that particular purpose, to not respond. So if I have a trigger, let's say I watch it, let's say I watch something and I have a trigger. I get triggered, let's say. I pause, I'm going to pause and I'm going to analyze the trigger. I'm going to be like, okay, let's see now, where is this trigger coming from, right? Why am I triggered? Is this something that has anything to do with me? Okay, if that makes any sense. So I analyze the triggers, or I just watch it and I try to laugh. I try to laugh about it. Let's say if it is one of those shows that are men are talking against women, or women are talking against men, like all men are bad, or all women are bad, or something like this. It's like you don't know all people on the planet, so you can't actually know if all women are bad. But let's say there's somebody, and again I'm generalizing a little, but let's say there's somebody that says all women are bad and I'm telling the truth. Okay. You know, I can literally just laugh about this statement and I'm like, oh my god, this person, what the hell is he saying, you know? And I'm literally practicing not getting triggered. Let's say if I was in my younger years, I would get triggered. I would be like, oh my god, how can he say that? Because I'm a woman and I don't think I'm bad, and I have a lot of friends that are women, and of course they're also good women, right? They're not bad. But let's say I'm listening to this and I just start laughing, or if somebody states something against some group of people, literally this is a way for me to train my nervous system. Why? Because if I go out tomorrow, if I go on an event, and this event is important for my business, I'm gonna actually meet people. What is going to happen if on this event somebody says a comment like this? Somebody says, oh, you know how bad my wife is? You know how all women are doing this and my wife is also doing this, for example. Now, instead of looking at the communication that I can have that is related, making contacts for business and networking and meeting people that we can actually build something together, let's say I get triggered of this one comment and I get very responsive and I get very argumentative with this person. I can say, how can you talk about your wife like this, you know? And as much as I really dislike people talking about their partners like this in a bad way, especially in public, I'm not going to get into that communication. Because first, this is not my battle. Second, this has nothing to do with me, because I get to have the relationship that I choose. And third, I'm not there for that. Yes, it is wrong. I can acknowledge it is wrong, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get triggered. That doesn't mean it is going to cause major emotional disturbance, right? And that doesn't mean it is going to derail me from my actual purpose, which would be to meet actually good people, good professional people that we can build something together in a partnership, or they can become my clients or I can become their clients because maybe they have something that I need and they can provide it, etc. Right? So really, when you practice non-reactiveness, this actually helps you in a long term. This helps you to not get derailed. This helps you to maintain your own emotional state. And of course, if I have to respond, let's say this person who is talking against his wife, you know, I can still respond. I can say, hey sir, can you please not talk about your wife this way in front of me, because I'm really against people talking about their partners in a bad way. I think it's really disrespectful. I hope you understand. Of course I can say that, but it's not going to be in emotional argumentative way, and it's not going to derail me from my own ways of communication and behavior, etc. Okay, I hope this video was valuable for you. You can subscribe for my channel if you want to, and you can like and share this video. I'm also going to share a link to my website so that you can see a little more about who I am and how you can use my PR services. Thank you very much and have a great day.